You know when that wave of anger or anxiety just hits and it feels like you're completely adrift in a storm? Well, today we're going to talk about a super simple but really powerful tool to find your anchor again. It's called the 5-4-3-2-1 grounding method, and honestly, it might just become your best friend in a crisis.
Have you ever had that feeling where your own brain just gets hijacked? You get some frustrating news, or somebody says the wrong thing, and bam, your thoughts start spiraling, your heart's pounding, and it feels like your emotions are totally in the driver's seat before you've even had a chance to think.
So what's actually going on here? Well, in psychological terms, it's often called an amygdala hijack. See, your amygdala, that's kind of the alarm system, the emotional, reactive part of your brain. It just takes over. It completely sidelines your prefrontal cortex, which is your logical, thinking part of the brain, and puts you straight into fight-or-flight mode.
Okay, so the big question is, how do we get our thinking brain back in charge? How do we hit the brakes on that emotional spiral? Well, the answer is in the science of grounding. It's a way to regain control when you feel like you're losing it.
Grounding is a mindfulness technique that does pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It anchors you right here, in the present moment. By deliberately using your five senses, you literally pull your attention away from those stormy, overwhelming thoughts and plant your feet back in the physical reality of the here and now.
I love this analogy. Think of grounding as a circuit breaker for that brain alarm system. When you force your brain to focus on what you're seeing, hearing, or feeling, you're reallocating its resources. You're pulling energy away from that panicked amygdala and sending it back to your thinking prefrontal cortex. It literally interrupts the anxiety loop.
And that brings us to the tool itself, the 5-4-3-2-1 method. It's such a beautifully simple, structured, and, portable way to practice grounding. You don't need anything special, you don't have to go anywhere, you can do it anytime, anywhere.
So here it is. The absolute brilliance of this is its simplicity. When you're feeling overwhelmed, the last thing you need is something complicated to remember, right? This gives you a clear roadmap. You just count down from 5, and you engage a different sense at each step. Easy.
Theory is one thing, but actually experiencing it is where the magic happens. So I want to invite you, wherever you are right now, to just join me in a really quick guided practice. Let's try it out together.
Okay, so just get comfortable. There's no right or wrong way to do this at all. Just gently bring your awareness to the here and now. Let's start by taking one slow, deep breath in and a long, slow breath out.
All right, let's start with the number 5. We're going to focus on our sense of sight.
Just gently look around you and silently, in your own mind, name 5 things that you can see. It can be anything. Maybe it's the pattern on the ceiling, the color of a pen on your desk, the way the light is hitting the floor. Just notice 5 things.
Good. Now let's bring our attention to the number 4. And this time, we're connecting with our sense of touch.
See if you can bring your awareness to 4 things you can feel right now. Maybe it's the texture of your shirt, the solid feeling of the chair supporting you, the temperature of the air on your skin, or your feet on the floor. Just notice 4 sensations.
Okay, moving down to the number 3. This time, let's tune in to what we can hear.
Just listen. See if you can pick out 3 separate sounds. Your brain probably tunes most of these out. Maybe it's the hum of a computer, some traffic in the distance, or maybe it's just the sound of your own quiet breathing.
Gently shifting now to the number 2 and to your sense of smell.
Now, what can you smell? Take a gentle breath in. Maybe there's a faint scent of coffee or soap, or maybe it's just the neutral smell of the room. See if you can identify 2 different scents.
And finally, we arrive at the number 1. Let's just notice our sense of taste. And to finish, just acknowledge one thing you can taste. You could take a sip of water if you have some nearby, or you can simply notice whatever taste is already in your mouth. It doesn't have to be anything special. It's just about noticing.
And that's it. Just take another slow breath and notice how you feel. Maybe a little more present, a little more here. Now that you have a feel for the tool, let's talk about how to put it to work in your everyday life.
So when do you actually use this? The real key is to use it at the first sign of distress, that initial surge of anger, the beginning of a panic attack, that anxiety you feel before a big presentation, or even when your mind is just racing at night and you can't sleep, that's when you pull this out. Now to make this even more effective, here's a pro tip. Practice it when you're already calm. Seriously, it helps you build like a grounding muscle, so it becomes second nature when you're actually stressed. Also, if you can, try saying your observations out loud. It makes it even more powerful. And remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just doing it is what counts.
And that's really the whole point. This simple little technique gives you that crucial moment of space. It gives you the power to pause the emotional storm, so you can shift from just reacting on autopilot to making a conscious, thoughtful response.
So I'll leave you with this question to think about. What's a moment in your day or your week where you could use a little more calm, a bit more of an anchor? Where will you practice this for the first time? You've got the tool now. All that's left is to use it.